DLB-Network, a place for gamers.
So now, moving on to the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 has sold 2,818,800 systems in the US. Once again, these are US only numbers. And once again, that number is 2,818,800 in the US. The 360, once again, like I stated earlier, has outsold the PS3 422,400 consoles. Once again, the 360 has outsold the PS3 by 422,400. And that is in the year of 2008. Not overall from launch of the PS3, launch of the 360, no. From in the year of 2008, that is how much the 360 has outsold the PS3 by. So, if we rewind a little bit and had Microsoft not had that price cut that they had earlier this year, Sony won 5 out of the 12 months of the year this year, which is not that bad. But when they stopped winning was when Microsoft lowered the price. So had Microsoft not had a price cut, would Sony have won more months, or would that gap, would that 400,000 gap be even closer? So to be honest, I mean, there's not a lot of consoles. You can make up for that in almost 1 month. But will Sony make up for that is the question. But to continue going down the PlayStation 3 list, there was, in 2008, the top exclusives for the PlayStation 3 was Metal Gear Solid, Resistance 2, and Little Big Planet. The flop of the year, of course, was Haze. That game sucked. And then some of the new features to hit the PS3 in 2008 were the in-game XMB, trophy support, Flash video enabler for the web browser, a search scene for downloadable videos. If you have downloadable videos, you push the square button. It's kind of like a chapter. You could choose a chapter, kind of like how you do in a DVD. The video store, home, open beta, and being able to download actual retail disc in the PlayStation Store, retail disc-based games like NFL Head Coach, Burnout. There's some rumors that Dead Space might actually be coming to PSN for download. So games like that, and I'm pretty sure we'll continue to see full retail-based games hit the PlayStation Store, like Burnout did, and I'm pretty sure we'll see other titles do as well. Some of the exclusives that are coming out for Sony in 2009 are Killzone 2, God of War 3, Heavy Rain, Uncharted, Infamous, and Mag, just to name a few. There still are some other ones that could possibly release next year, but those are ones that we have heard that are releasing in 2009. So that is that 6 titles in 1 year is a lot, and you know that's not including PSN titles and so on and so on. Like I said before, as far as the 360 goes, we don't know what they're going to be releasing in 2009. But to do a heads-up comparison to see who won the battle of 2008, I mean, Microsoft made some good moves in 2009, as well as Sony. Sony adding in-game music, in-game XMB. The only thing about some of the things that Sony added, they're not supported. One of the main things PlayStation gamers were asking for was in-game music. Well, they got that, but unfortunately, not that many games support it. And the games that do support in-game music, they don't support the in-game music from off of the XMB. They support in-game music that they have installed internally in their game. So when are we going to start to see more games adopt this feature? I mean, we don't even see Sony adopting this feature. Games like Little Big Planet should have this. Games like Resistance should have it. Like, none of these games that are even Sony exclusives are supporting this feature, and that's one of the concerns we've also talked about in our podcast, PlayStation on Blast. So, as far from that standpoint, though, we did get in-game XMB. Some people, there's a lot of people that would like to see some twerks to it. So it's like, instead of the whole XMB popping up, how about like a little menu, and you're only able to access the things that you can access while you're playing the game, because there's a lot of things on the XMB that you can't access, but you have the full XMB open to you. And I'm one of those people who would like, you know, Sony to come up with a menu system where you know, you're only able to access the things on the XMB that you're able to access while you're in a game. That way it'll make, while you're going through the XMB during a game, it will make it a lot smoother and a lot faster. Something else, some things that Microsoft did very well this year was expanding and making Xbox Live even better than what it already was. Adding Netflix was pretty big, although, you know, I've tried out Netflix. The Netflix feature, it's okay right now. Their library doesn't really have any blockbuster hit movies like The Dark Knight, Iron Man, Transformers. Like, as far as action movies goes, it's basically a bunch of old television and old movies that are on their stream version of Netflix. So once they actually start to build on their streamline, I think that will make Netflix on Xbox Live even better. But for right now, it is a nice feature. There are rumors going around that Sony might actually partner up with Blockbuster, but that's something that's waiting to be seen. Hopefully we'll hear an announcement about that in 2009. Some other things that Microsoft did with their new Xbox Live experience is the party system. That party system by far is the best system, is the best feature to come to the new Xbox Live experience, or the new Xbox experience, should I say. Being able to be in a party with up to 6 people and actually be able to jump in and out of games is by far one of the best features that I've seen on any console, and I definitely hope Sony is looking to bring something like that to the PS3, excluding home. Like, I know they're going to try and do something like that with home, but I hope they do something like that directly on the XMB and not inside of home. So, with that being said, my console choice of 2008, the console that I feel delivered more, but just slightly barely, is Xbox 360. I think Xbox 360 is the platform of 2008. They got priced down, they advertised like crazy, they made their online even better than what it was, and they've added things that add value to the console. Now, is it an overall better console than the PlayStation 3 from a hardware standpoint? Of course not. The PS3 is future-proof. It has Blu-ray. It has Blu-ray-based games, which make the game developers be able to add so much more content, that is, to a Blu-ray disc-based game than they can to an Xbox 360 game, based off the fact that their games run off of DVD-9 and not Blu-ray. So there's tons of other features. I mean, we're seeing full retail disc games being released in the PlayStation Store. But as far as 2008 goes, I feel that the Xbox 360 delivered, and which a lot of people didn't expect them to, because of, like I said, at E3 2007, nobody knew what to expect in 2008 because they didn't announce anything for 2008. But seeing the fact that they were able to lock up not only Final Fantasy but Tekken and bring those two titles multi-platform, get the price down, advertise, and update a feature on their console that is their main feature, that was already one of the best features out of all 3 consoles, but they updated it and made it even better. They definitely deserve to win Platform of the Year of 2009 with games like Left 4 Dead and Gears of War and Fable 2. And as much as Fallout 3 was a multi-platform title, I think it's safe to say that Fallout 3 was basically an Xbox 360 exclusive. If you look at how if you bought it on the PS3, you should know what I'm talking about, all the issues that you experienced. But Sony just still faces a lot of issues, in my opinion. Games like SOCOM and games like Little Big Planet should not have the type of launches that they have. I mean, Little Big Planet launched and you weren't even able to play online. Even if you got it the day the game was supposed to come out, like, you still weren't able to play the game online. When you got online, the lag was horrible. And that is unacceptable. And a lot of people will be quick to say that, you know, PlayStation Network is free. And believe me, I understand that. Just like the next man, I understand that it's free. But at the same time, this is a competition. You have a competitor. Yes, your service is free, but at the end of the day, nobody's going to care about that. I'm to the point to where I don't mind paying for a better PlayStation Network. Like if I buy a game on the 360, you know, like some of the excuses for like SOCOM is, anybody who has SOCOM, you understand me. SOCOM is a fun game once you actually get into a game and start playing and there's no issues. But there's no party system, there's no way to easily connect to your friends. And for people out there who have multi-platform consoles, and even if your preferred console is the PS3, like everybody knows, my preferred console is the PS3. Some people call that fanboyish. I like every single console because I love games, but my preferred console is my PS3. But at the end of the day, I am still open-minded enough to tell which system has the better online and better online features. And you got Little Big Planet launching the way it did with its online feature, and you know the excuses they come out with is, you know, we weren't expecting it to be, you know, this crazy. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, that's not an excuse. I mean, you got games that come out like Halo and Gears who are doing, sorry to say, but quadrupling the numbers of Little Big Planet, and they're able to play online smoothly. So I mean, like excuses just shouldn't be there. I mean, you have SOCOM on the box, which advertises home and trophies, and it doesn't have anything for home, and it doesn't have the trophies yet. So if somebody really wanted to, they can sue them for false advertisement. So I just hope in 2009, Sony has a ton of games, starting off with Killzone, and whew, I cannot wait for Killzone. That is one of the most anticipated games for me in 2009. So once again, you guys are going to hear from me again. 2009 is the year of the PS3. As long as Sony doesn't mess it up. Sony needs a price cut, they need to advertise more, and they need to get these games out when they say they're going to be out. I've been your host, DLB. I hope everybody brings in the New Year's right. Hope you guys have fun and be safe, most importantly. And if you guys are watching this and it is 2009 already, I hope you guys have, you know, a good and safe year. You guys are going to be seeing a ton of more videos from me here at DLBTV. Make sure you guys go check out the blog, DLB-Network.com, and also check out our podcast on iTunes. Search DLB-Network. And if you don't have iTunes, you can download it at dlb.podomatic.com. I have been your host, DLB. Have a great year. Peace.